Okay, so MSR recently changed this product. This is the Dromelite, the 6 liter. Okay, 2 of these equals 12 liters. That's more than the largest MSR bladder that they sell. They sell an 8 liter dromedary, but that dromedary is made out of a super thick material that's designed for like a war zone. It can fall off the roof of a Hummer. It's got backpack straps on it. It's huge. These are really small and light. The biggest part of the whole kit is the cap. And they fold down to nothing and they're extremely lightweight. The problem though is that the old red ones do this, they leak. Watch this. If I step on it, you see that? There's water like coming out. Okay? So they leak pretty bad. You can see the water right there. So, so they upgraded it to a new UL, but the new UL, it's got a great cap, but it's like a see-through stretchy material that gets kind of wet. This is a very dry, tough polyester material that's really light and super flat. So I went to REI and I got the caps for this thing. So MSR has basically come out with a new cap for this Dromelite. It's a little bit smaller, it's a little bit stealthier, it's very light, and it doesn't leak. This is a Nalgene bottle cap. All right, so I'll put this cap on and show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I've got the ultimate setup, okay? This is 6 liters of water with this new cap that doesn't leak. It's ultra light. It's a little bit smaller than the older one. This is kind of an issue. This cap is kind of like a hunk of junk. But now I've got the ultimate setup because the new Dromelites, they're clear and they're kind of stretchy, and Outdoor Gear Lab, they say on the internet, they say that the material can get kind of wet. This one is nice and dry, super small. Let's put it on the ground. Okay, I'll step on it. Let's see here. Oh, see, it's still kind of leaking. So that's a weird thing about the Dromelite is that, let's see, oh, maybe I can screw that on tighter. This thing just has to be screwed on really tight. There it goes. All right. So just be aware of that, is that, the big issue with the Dromelite was that it had this funky cap that leaked. And I don't know how that stayed off the radar. If you read reviews on the internet about the Dromelite, nobody says that this thing leaked. They said it was like bomb-proof. And it wasn't. They had to update the cap because it was an issue. But now they did, and if you run out to the internet, you can get the red one, which is really the better one. And then you go to REI, and those cost $5. So 2 of these cost me $10. It's kind of expensive. The red Dromelites are more expensive. They're about $10 more than the new Dromelite ULs, the gray see-through ones. And I'll go get my other one. So this other one that I got, these are discontinued. They're not being made anymore. And this one that I got, I think it's used. It doesn't fold down that flat. This is actually even similar to the new UL, but they are really flat and light. So I'll just give you an idea of what they look like here. Okay, so just imagine that's 12 liters right there, and I got the new cap to go with it. Okay, so this is almost full. That's about 5 liters. All right, and it can fit 6. These are difficult to fill in the bathroom sink, so I got the, this is the Sea to Summit kettle. That's a little bit heavy if you aren't going to be cooking. They probably sell something a little lighter than that, like the Sea to Summit cup. But basically, that fits 1 liter, and it fills up really easy in the kitchen sink. So you fill this up to you fill up the MSR Dromelite to about 4 liters of water, and then you just pour one of those Sea to Summit kettles of water into the Sea to Summit, you pour about 1 liter of water from the Sea to Summit kettle into the MSR Dromelite twice. It's a little messy, it splashes around a little, but you get this thing completely full. It kind of looks like a rugby ball. All right, and this is basically the easiest way to get a ton of water into your pack. These fit in your pack, they're kind of heavy. Right before they fill up to the maximum capacity, they start to get really heavy and difficult to hold. But they do fit 12 liters of water in an ultra lightweight, super compressible space. Now the other choice is to just go with the smallest bottle, which is the 0.5 liter platypus, okay? So this is the total opposite. This fits almost nothing. But if you're gonna use Wizzy wipes, or if you've got some kind of bathing system that's like really minimalistic and you don't need a lot of water, you can just go with these. I got a couple of them. They're on sale sometimes for like $3 or $4. One thing to note though is that the cap on the platypus, the screw top cap is smaller than the push-pull cap. The push-pull cap doesn't really achieve a lot. This thing, it actually, you can open it and shut it super easy, but the amount of water that comes out of here is quite a bit. So there's not a lot of water control. Once this thing is popped open, the water kind of pours right out, and it does take up a lot more space than the twist cap. So just something to think about is that the twist cap is a little bit more, is smaller. It's a little bit more stealthy. Okay, so there they are, completely full. Okay, they're pretty messy. They're pretty difficult to work with. They're pretty heavy. The caps are pretty difficult to get on and off. In order to screw the caps on hard enough to prevent the thing from leaking, it's difficult to get that cap off. It's difficult to get the cap back on. So, but there's an idea of how big they are. They're heavy. They're wet. They kind of need to be grabbed like this. Okay. All right. There it is. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty solid. Tough, gigantic water bladders. Okay, so just to give you an idea of how much easier it is to fill these other ones, all right? Basically, this is the 0.5 liter. I'm going to blow in it. Okay, and then just turn the water on and fill it up. Pretty simple. I'm blowing it again, you know, and get the thing completely full. Okay, there it is. You know, fill up 3 of those or 4 of those. You can stick them in your pocket, even at work. You know, and then you know you could use this as your bathtub. You pour the water in here, you know, and then use some Whizzy wipes or whatever to sponge yourself off. You know, wipe yourself off with water, then put some soap on, then try to rinse the water off. That's pretty stealthy. Okay. Obviously, the Cedar Summit kettle. The kettle's really easy to fill. Okay, but now look at the, this is the liter. Just to show you, if you go one size up to the liter platypus, you can't really fill this, you know? Yeah, I'm blowing it. Okay, see that? You can't fill this thing. That's, so, whatever. You get the idea. One size up. You go one size up in the platypus to the liter, and you're already dealing with a situation where you can't fill it with water. Okay, you can use the kettle as an aid, but obviously it's pretty messy. Okay, I mean the kettle has a lid, which makes it easier to pour. But you see how that works? The kettle fits a liter, and you can get it full, but it's not very stealthy to have all this stuff out like that. All right, so you kind of get the gist of it.